I should put.
Fanboy.
I think I should put my wheel in my car and actually use my car to drive.
Maybe you should.
It's a good idea.
Take us to a deflated wheel slap.
Yeah. Through turn 1 then. Downshifting a lot and not using too much of a brake, as you can use the engine brake in a car. Nicely through the first couple of corners. Through to the end of sector 1 then, and it's 24.2. Jesus Christ, that's a very good sector for deflated wheel.
I did say it was a PT version.
Through the 2 sweeping corners then, keeping it as 6th, flat out, down to 5th. Very close to the curb, hitting the apex of the first left and the second left. It's 52.0. It's a very good lap by deflated. And this.
He's done the Red Bull and just saved his best right now, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Oh no, but he's lost it! I don't believe. Oh.
Oh, and Joseph spun as well. Joseph and deflated spun at exactly the same point. Anyways, John then is going to be the first one to set a lap time. So it's 52.9. 10-10 beats it straight away. Deflated, obviously, we're 46.3. Which isn't representative at the time being. John and IIRacingLeague split by a 10th of a second at the time being. Johnny B says oil on the track, that might be why Joseph and deflated spun. Mr. Eagles threw that corner very nicely. Didn't have any twitches at all. No, 87 thousandths of a second. Quick maths. Oh, and deflated Ree's one wide once again, so that means his lap's over. Will Joseph complete this lap? He is going to complete it. Just maybe get a banker lap time in. So it's a banker lap time. Puts him 5th for the time being. Yeah, exactly. So if he's got a good lap time, then it might, if he invalidates on his last lap time, it could keep him a bit up, as Fairley goes extremely slightly behind 10-10. $14.6. That's a very good lap time around here. Not too bad. I'm just trying to ignore it. I can't be talking about it on stream. 23.4. It's like what I said though, isn't it, really? Joseph setting that lap time is a proper ref. Oh, that looked really nice from off board. Looks like he got on the traction well. 24.2. Can't remember what 10.10 did actually. Oh, very wide there. I don't see many people getting on that. I think it's a 10th down on what 10.10 did. So it's definitely going to be up there for Mr. Wiggles, but he needs to find some time in the last sector. I don't think they can hear you again, Spark. No, they can't hear you again. Just turn it on and on, maybe. Oh, Mr. Wiggles goes fastest. Getting the slipstream from Prev has made him go fastest. We'll sort the party out at just at the end of qualifying. I'll restart the party and see if that works. 10.10 starting his lap time with about 10 seconds to go. I haven't heard you for about 10-15 minutes apparently. Who's closest on a lap time? Joseph. 24.3. 52.2. So on the 10th down on Mr. Wiggles at the time being. If he keeps this up, that'll put him into P2, maybe P3.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We can.
I'm good.
What will Joseph do
I've
then?
missed quite a lot.
Into the hairpin.
It's only 10th up on his best though.
We know that was obviously worn tyres though. Through the final corner, very nicely taking over curb and goes second.
Oh, it's a 32.5. Good lap.
Nicely done there for Joseph.
Best.
Deflated is on a lap time. Where will Deflated go?
This is looking quick.
And does, goes fastest.
.3.
What about the Williams of that guy? Has it validated? Turns into the line. Oh, just misses out. And IIRacingLeague fourth. John 5th. And look how close that is.
Just 3/10 covers the top 7.
4/10 splits the top 8.
That is unbelievable. Can you see why now I was so excited for this session? Just over a 10th covers the top 5.
That is mental.
That is brilliant. Lovely session. Holy cow, my thoughts exactly.
Oh, that could have been a costly error for that guy. He didn't give his teammate slipstream, which probably would have got him pole. But it is Deflated who was on pole with 10.10 in P2. Mr. Wiggles P3. IIRacingLeague P4, John P5. Joseph in P6, respectable time. Only 2/10 off, but is in P6. Fairly P7 on his return to IIRL. That guy in P8 and Prev in P9. It was.
So here we go, everyone. 5 red lights coming on for the Chinese Grand Prix. Lights out and we are underway, and it looks like fairly even Steven start. To play, he's got a brilliant start ahead of him in the Haas as they all go round into the first corner. Oh, and there's contact as well made from the Ferrari, and that's put TV8 Tamino down to the bottom. That guy as well has also been caught up in the Williams. So already some first corner troubles for some of the field. And straight away, Deflated Wee is getting away from all the carnage behind him. Wiggles up into 4th.
3
wide coming into turn 4. How's this going to go out?
Oh!
That's going to be so close, but they did well not to hit each other. And Mr. Wiggles has done brilliantly well there to stay in 5th, and Joseph Hales maybe going around the outside. No, not quite. Most people starting on the hard compound tyre. So clearly this is going for a 2-stop race. Deflated Wee ahead by 0.6 of a second from IIRacingLeague. 10-10 in 3rd, John 4th, Wiggles 5th, and Joseph Hales 6th. Fairley in 7th, Prev in 8th. Sadly, that guy and Tamino making contact on the first lap has put them both down to 14th and 17th respectively. Wiggles now 2/10 behind it. Oh, John's lost it as well on the last corner.
And another drive's off. Fairley's off. Fairley's off as well.
They're dropping like stones so far this race. It's just been the first lap of carnage so far. And yellow's coming out all the way. So it looked a bit slow, so I thought they might have thrown out a safety car. So we've already lost about 2 or 3 of the best championship contenders. As you see, Mr. Wiggles overtaking Joseph Hales, and that is the end of the first lap. IIRacingLeague up into 2nd place, and this was just the first lap, TD. I think I might need a breather. Blonson in 10th, and Tamino recovering now into 11th place. John and Fairley, though, had their work cut out for them yet again, as things are starting to stabilise somewhat. Oh, but Deflated Wee has got a horrible exit coming out of the right-hander there, as we see IIRacingLeague going for the lead, and he's taken it. Nice bit of opportunist driving there for the Red Bull, who has now gone into the lead.
How IIRacingLeague has done that, I will never know.
Yeah, 7 to the 1st in 2 laps. I mean, that the kind of thing will make even Ayrton Senna jealous. As Deaton spins in the back. Deflated Wee needs a comfortable race here, because you might remember last time he had a collision with Tamino, which sadly cost him any chance of a win. But with 10-10, they were about 40 points ahead in the championship. He can afford to play things a little bit safe. However, with IIRacingLeague leading the train, it might work out in Deflated Wee's favour, because that way he'll have the energy to deploy. And getting away from these cars is quite difficult, really, to be able to get out of the DRS unless you have a significant pace advantage. From Tamino out that right-hander, he's got to play it careful here. And yes, he's about 4/10 back now from the Mercedes, so this should be checkmate for Pravinel against the Ferrari.
Got the DRS.
What's Fred doing to defend? Is he going to throw it to the inside? Yes, he does.
A little bit wide, but nothing too bad about that. And that was Tamino up to 6th place.
That was a clean overtake, and at a time where he really needed. And with Hales' mistake, he's fallen 1.8 seconds behind Mr. Wiggles. With Deflated Wee, only 3/10 behind the Red Bull now. This is looking very tasty as well in this first session. And yellow's in sector 3, and that is Paul Padge, who has had a moment in his Alfa Romeo. I think he may have damage on his car.
Not the cleanest day for Padge, damage in one of the qualifying sessions and possibly damage in the race. But it is on the lap 6.
Too much. He's been watching me too much, that's why he's destroying his front wings. Take the Red Bull coming into the hairpin. I'll say, very well tried for these, and IIRacingLeague knows it's coming. You see how he moved to the right-hand side track. He clearly knows that the Haas is coming, so it just depends on how he plays it. He's not going to go for it now.
I just noticed, Deflated with a flashing red light.
Oh, IIRacingLeague made a mistake.
He held that very well.
He's going to drop it now to 4th, and that puts Deflated Wee into the lead.
Held it very well though, and it's still on the back of his train, so hasn't lost too much time. but will still definitely be
today's
annoyed.
version, it's like musical chairs the way they changed there. I have to say, he held that very, very well, didn't he?
I don't think I could do that.
If it were me, that would have been gone. My rear end, that would have been gone. Yeah.
If it was a sun god, it'd have been gone a mile away.
Oh, and he looks to the inside of the Mercedes.
Red Bull and a Mercedes. Where have we seen that before?
So it's Team LH and Team Verstappen. Calm down, guys.
Competitor can't join this battle. But content on day one gets a good exit out of this corner. Will he be able to go for a move into a hairpin?
I think he's close enough for an overtake here.
We'll have the overtake up into DRS.
He's not flashing either, but deflated wheel as he goes round to the outside. Can he make it stick? It's across a tiny hairpin. Oh, and he looks like he's got the move done.
Very nice.
Even though, yeah, very, very nicely done. And now the championship leader takes the lead of this Grand Prix.
When have we ever heard that this season?
I'd say, yeah, very clean stuff from the top two.
Let's see if the Williams, really, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see if the Williams can get away as Tamino makes his way back past Prev. So he's still got a load of catching up to do. He's now over 7 seconds behind the lead pack, who are running absolute 8 seconds. You're right, yeah.
And that is.
They're all running.
I know Tamino's fast, but that is one big margin to gain. Williams is a lot closer to deflated.
Not gonna be able to make the move though. The Deflated still flashing, the Mercedes isn't flashing, and the Williams isn't flashing.
Didn't see what IIRacingLeague was on.
The Red Bull's flashing though.
He's flashing, yeah. So, Mr. Wiggles is in an ERS flashing sandwich.
Interesting, yeah, we're coming up to lap 14 now, as Johnny B makes a good point in the chat. This is where the tyres will start to die.
Be interesting to see when people pit now, because really around lap 14, that's when you're thinking about pitting. So I reckon we could get some undercuts coming soon.
So I've got notes. Every one of them is silent in the in their group party, and no wonder. You have to concentrate, and especially given how close the gap is between all of these guys, they cannot afford to put a foot wrong. And Tamino has boxed for medium tyres.
Early stop. 15
trying
laps.
To get trying to get some form of undercut.
15 laps on a medium tyre is a long way to go. So his tyres are going to be screaming at him at the end.
Yeah.
That guy getting past Flew. Flew's gone for a spin at the double left-hander.
7th and 8th for the Alpines. Wiggles very close to Deflated. 3/10 now. So, Deflated goes a little bit wide. That could give the Mercedes an opportunity.
Oh, and he just about gets good traction to stay in the DRS as well. Oh, Mr. Wiggles.
And Wiggles comes in.
Now, this will be interesting. This is the start of the pit stops.
It's time. We are in pit stop heaven right now.
And where will Mr. Wiggles come out? Because he don't want to come out in any traffic if he wants to go for an undercut.
I think he might come out just behind the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri here. This may not be well placed.
He's out behind the AlphaTauri. But he has got about a 1.5 second gap, so I don't think he'll be affected too much. But when he catches up to the AlphaTauri, he needs to get the move done.
I mean, he needs to get that done ASAP Rocky. As Joseph Hales goes for a spin in his Alpine after making another pit stop. Bit of a scruffy race from Joseph Hales, it has to be said.
Yeah, just not been amazing so far, but it is only halfway through.
But he's made a mistake.
Oh yes.
He's dropped to third now.
But he is right on the back of IIRacingLeague. Both got DRS.
It's going to be a godsend for 10-10. He goes down to the inside. He should be able to make the move stick. Is it time for him now to come in?
Oh, the
I mean, he'll
switch
surely
back
lose
from
out.
IIRacingLeague. Can't get it
Yeah,
done.
I think.
What will they do now? Oh, that was close.
Oh, the Red Bull goes in.
And
10-10 in as well.
I think they know that they are under pressure from Mr. Wiggles, who has got the move done on AMS fairly. So what will happen then compared to Wiggles?
Just looking at 10-10. He's held up in the pits. Oh no, I think it was a slight glitch.
Into turn 1 then. 10-10's coming out of the pits. Mr. Wiggles there. Mr. Wiggles around the outside.
He's done them.
He's done it, but can he keep it on the track? He has done. And Mr. Wiggles needs to get a good gap with these warm tyres compared to 10-10. And that is Mr. Wiggles into a provisional P1.
Well, if you needed proof why going early can give you the undercut, that's definite proof right there. That's gotten Wiggles right into the lead, and considering 10-10 hasn't made a single mistake almost throughout this race, running a bit of strategy there for the Mercedes, who finds himself in the net lead of this Grand Prix now. We still have to wait for 10-10 to come in and box.
I've been deflated.
That guy. Yeah, no, not that guy. I mean deflated. Way, yeah. Just realised what I said there.
You're just trying to say all of them, aren't you?
Yeah. I get a bonus from Sun God if I name every driver in the stream.
And deflated does pit now. I imagine Prev stays out, interestingly. But deflated in, where will he come out compared to Mr. Wiggles?
Well, he's not going to come out ahead of him, I'll tell you that for free.
He's long behind. And he's well behind IIRacingLeague as well. And that error that he made is costly.
Very costly. That's put him in a net 4th. Tamino's made about 3 seconds by going in 3 laps earlier on those medians, but he's going to have a harder time at the end. Arguably, according to Songa, DRS did most of the work there, but now Wiggles has put himself in the hot seat by going quicker on the pit stop strategy. Well, I have to say, fair play to him for the on the Mercedes, but we've still got 11 laps to go, and anything can happen in this Chinese Grand Prix. Just don't go away, because the top 4, I imagine, will be bunching up together very, very soon.
A few moments later.
Needs to. And Mr. Wheels is... Oh! And
what did I just say?
That is costly. That is costly. And IIRacingLeague is down the inside of him now. And gets the move. And that is 10-10 back into the lead. But who will have the DRS out of these two? It is Mr. Wiggles and IIRacingLeague, but both have it. So who will go into this hairpin in the lead? It'll be IIRacingLeague keeping it. And all that hard work Mr. Wiggles did has now gone to pieces. Down the toilet.
As he wiggles his way back down to a net 3rd place.
He plunged the toilet, as the Sun God would say.
As IIRacingLeague does the fastest lap of the race.
Time being.
No.
Perth comes into a pits.
Put on the medium tyre. Fastest lap from deflated wheel now, and then just before.
There we go.
So yeah, he's on the mediums now. Deflated wheel passes Wiggles. Wiggles is not enjoying those medium tyres, is he? Oh, and he spun it! And just like that, Wiggles has spun and he's dropped off the lead pack. And that's such a shame for someone who put in a lot of laps to make sure he got into the lead. It's all been unravelled by a few tiny mistakes. And sadly, that for him, nails him down in 4th. And that has it's effectively a 3-horse race now between the top 3. That's 1010, IIRacingLeague, and Deflated Wii. Wiggles loses it and loses about 5 seconds as a result. 13 points, so he'll be 58 behind. That guy will lose 15, so he'll be 92 behind. IIRacingLeague will lose 7, so he'll be 84 behind. So it looks like 1010 is
fairly
getting
down the
nice...
inside.
Oh.
Flew keeping it on the outside. Very nice from Flew.
So it's not over yet, though. Looks like the Alpha Tauri is still in it. They're going wheel to wheel, coming down into turn 4. The Alpha Tauri sticks it down to the inside and makes the move stick.
Good drive in there. Very nice. Padge comes into the pits.
But 1010 just doing exactly what it needs to do and just about keeping that gap at bay.
Needs to keep it that way, really.
Yeah. You know, Deflated Wii is using that extra lap of tyres to good effect. So because he's now 0.9 seconds behind, as we see Fairley has made a mistake in his Alpha Tauri. Drops down to 10th place. So got John behind him in the McLaren. Smaller Smiley versus Flo. Not much to report there. Gap now 7/10 of a second between IIRacingLeague and Deflated Wii. And that's going to be music to 1010's ears, because if those two waste time battling each other, he'll just get off into the distance and take the win.
Second and third flashing as well.
I can't see any flashing there on the Williams, so it looks like he's saving energy very, very well. Now, crucially, Deflated Wii could fancy himself 2nd place here. He's right behind the Red Bull, and crucially, he's in DRS range. Flips are open right now. So yeah, absolutely, John could very well slip a point. He's 3 seconds behind, so it just depends how quickly he's able to close up. Oh, a little tail happy there for the Haas on his exit. Very tidy. As Smaller Smiley passes Flew. Yellow's in sector 3. I think that's the Ferrari. Yeah, that's Tamino again. A Pref passes him to take 6th. 1.4 seconds the gap now between the top 2. Deflated Wii is right with the Red Bull. Could he even go for a win? It still just depends on how quickly he's able to clear him. Got to be so careful with the line that you take through those long left-handers. They'll absolutely kill your tyres. And the gap is like a pendulum, changes every time. And 1010 losing a little bit of time there. So the gap now is 1.2. But crucially for Deflated Wii, he's now about 4 or 5 tenths now. Yeah, 4 tenths now behind the Red Bull. He may be close enough to pull off a potential overtake. Maybe either the hairpin or at the first corner. Let's see what the Haas does. Having plenty of straight line speed. Is he going to chuck it down to the inside? Yes, he is. Deflated Wii goes for it. He comes across to the hairpin, but he goes wide, and that's going to be brilliant news for 1010. It would have made up some time because of that. Actually, it's only a couple of tenths now that I mention it, but a bit ambitious there, but still, he had to go for the move. Lovely bit of racing from these both, not to hit each other. He'll have the win more or less covered. But the core question is now, who is going to get on? Who's going to go into the second step of the podium? Is it going to be the Red Bull or the Haas?
I think the Haas.
You reckon the Haas? I wouldn't put it past him. He has got the slightly fresher tyre, as Padge goes for another spin. John now into 10th. Fairley in 9th. Oh no, with deflated wheel, has lost it! He spins out that last corner, then nails him down in 3rd place. Music to IIRacingLeague's ears. As I was saying, I think that's put the nail in the coffin. That looks like it's going to be it for this race. Apparently, commentator's curse is still a thing.
If that's not commentator's curse, that's the most commentator's curse thing you can ever get.
It's not like I'm trying to do this.
It was me. I literally went, oh, I think Deflator's going to get P2, and then he spins.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to blame you for that one. So we're going to go on board with the race leader. We might be, I don't know if we're able to... Actually, no. Able's not the right word. Yellow in Sector 1, and that's the AlphaTauri going for another spin. That's Fairley. That's going to bring up John into 9th. Has to put a foot... Yeah.
Hasn't put a foot wrong, really, has he?
No, he's been absolutely perfect. While everyone else, the curse isn't an active thing. You don't choose it. Very true. But anywho, we're going to go on board with the Williams, who is so far going to ratchet up his 5th win of the season and his 4th on the trot.
And that's a record as well. No one in IIRL has done 4 in a row.
So here we have the Scottish Max Verstappen of this tier is coming through the final corner now. And while everybody else around him crumbled, the same story, this man did not put a foot wrong. 10-10 comes across the line to win the Chinese Grand Prix and take another commanding step towards the championship. IIRacingLeague comes through in 2nd place. Deflated Wee comes through in 3rd. Mr. Wiggles in 4th. And that guy, very quiet and strong race to come through in 5th.
Good recovery really after the start lap.
Absolutely. Definitely the best recovery of the race. Underrated drive from Prev to finish the race in 6th. Yellow in Sector 2, so it looks like Deton's made a mistake in this Red Bull. Smiley takes 7th.
Donjo gets 8th. Literally Tamino on the line. It just broke on the line.
He just broke on stream. That's very weird. But Flew gets the last point ahead of Andrew Fairley.
Oh yeah,
Hales is in 12th. Yeah.
And I'm sure it definitely will be the last time that we see it. I was here in P2, and that is a very good time now for my IIRacingLeague. He's been unlucky this season, and that's the IIRacingLeague that we know. Deflated in P3, Mr. Wiggles in P4, that guy P5, Trev coming home in P6, very solid. Small Smiley in P7, John P8, Tamino in P9, and Flew getting the last point just from AMS Andrew Fairley. And we had no DNFs, which is what we like to see. We don't like to see anyone DNFing.
Actually, I've only just realised that. Good
yeah,
spot.
I only just noticed it. It's good to see. It's really good to see.
Lovely stuff. So, do you want to take driver of the day?
I will give it to... I'll give 10-10 a special mention like normal. But I think I'm going to give it to that guy. After being last
for his recovery drive.
Literally on the first corner, to being up in P5, I think that is a really, really good recovery drive.